everybody, welcome back to Myammee TV. Today, you guys, I'm doing a review on episode number 2 of T.I. and Tiny's Friends and Family Hustle. It comes on every Monday at 9 o'clock on VH1. So before I get into the review, you guys, make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and make sure you comment below while we are discussing or while I'm discussing episode number 2, so that way I could get back to you guys and talk back with you. You know how I do. And let's jump into the review of episode number 2. Bars. For this show, I'm doing it by couple, right? So it's T.I. and Tiny. I'll talk about them entirely for the whole episode. I'll talk about Latoya Luckett in her part. I'll talk about Monica, and I'll talk about Toya. And that's how I like to chop it up, so that way we can focus on each person's in their storylines and not hit it like crossed or be all over the place. So you guys, the show opens up with T.I. and Tiny, of course, in their kitchen talking about spirituality. Like at this point, you guys, I personally just feel that they are unequally yoked when it comes to spirituality. I feel like T.I. he's not even feeling that type of vibe. And I know Tiny seems as if she's open to it, so that way they can get better as a couple, as a married couple, as husband and wife. And I feel like when she suggested that John Gray should come in and talk to them, he was like, oh, y'all women, y'all are so gullible. She wants more. She wants to grow. She wants them to get better. She wants them to become even closer as one. And he is like, I don't want to hear nothing about no pastors. I don't want to hear about none of that. And so she's like, well, you spend your money in the strip club. All your money go to the strip club. And he's like, black women in general, people in general, just spend their time and their money away and throw it away on spirituality. Like, T.I., I still cannot believe you said that, but nevertheless, I feel like right now they are so unequally yoked when it comes to growth and when it comes to just trying to get better for each other, right? So he goes to the car, gets some gifts just to shut her up. And I feel like he does that with the little side chicks, right? I feel like he tells the side chicks, like, okay, you can't talk. Here's some gifts. Hush up your mouth. You can't say anything. You know, so I feel like he's pulling that type of environment into his marriage, especially when she's talking about them growing together and maybe getting some counseling from a pastor, for him to cut it and chop it up and say, I'll be right back. And he goes to the car and gets some gifts. It's like, you can't buy her feelings. You can't buy her love, T.I. Like, she wants more for her life. And I think throughout this series, she's gonna wake up and she's gonna see so many things, especially watching it play back. I don't know how she was towards the end of this series, but her now watching this playback, I think she's gonna have a change of mind, because I just feel like both of them deserve happiness. And right now, maybe they just on a rocky road. But it ain't work. To me, it don't seem like they're on the same page, on the same level at all. And then T.I. and Tiny's storyline goes into the kids, right? So their oldest son, well, T.I.'s oldest son is going to college, and he wants to either go to HBCU or PWI, a predominantly white institution. Like, I have never heard of that before in my life, okay? And I know y'all probably haven't. If you have, kudos to you, but I never heard of that because I went to HBCU. I went to FAMU. So, but anyway, you know, I got to get my shout out. But like, this whole entire episode made me realize, after he basically said, I don't want to go to Morehouse. I don't want to go to HBCU. I want to go to a mixed school. It just made me realize from the beginning of this that he wants his own identity. He does not want to stand in his father's shadow, not too much, especially around those at a HBCU that know him. But if he goes to like a mixed school, everybody at that school probably won't know T.I. Everybody at that school won't know that T.I. his dad, even though he looked kind of just like him. Okay, you can't run from that. So what was another big thing for this episode with T.I. and Tiny was their anniversary trip, right? This anniversary trip, or whatever the case is, and how he spoke to her and told her, look, I got a little space. I'll save you a little spot on the plane if you want to come. I think it'll kind of be cool or whatever. You let me know if you want to go or not. But no matter what, I'm finna go, and it's going to be turned if you come or not. Like, you guys, I honestly, this is me just observing real quick within a couple of minutes. I just feel like he treats her like a situationship, because maybe because he has had that before and they had a little break or whatever, and now he's trying to roll that type of communication over to Tiny. And I feel like Tiny is like, no, I am the wife. You don't speak to me like the side ones. And I think he feels like he's more in control if he talks like that, but he has to realize that, again, you guys, Tiny is his wife. He messed up. He's supposed to be the one going crazy trying to win her back, trying to do all these extra lovey-dovey things, and he's not doing it. And I am very upset about this, because again, I just feel like T.I. is on a whole different another vibe when it comes to Black community, and like I said in episode number 1. But I'm just not understanding, right? They have their own love language communication, because even at the little nail party for the daughter, which I thought was just so cute, she has her own nail polish line. At the end, she gave in, right? And at that part, I felt like, okay, they have their own little way and nobody can get in between them. They have to figure it out amongst themselves. No matter my opinion, no matter their friends' opinion, no matter their kids' opinion, they have to figure it out and they have to make it work for them, because it seems like if nobody is going nowhere at all, like zero. She not going nowhere, he not going nowhere, so they have to just figure it out. While Tiny was at the dinner or the lunch with Toya, she made this comment and said, when I told everybody we was getting divorced, all the girls was like, oh, T.I. finna be single or whatever. She was like, Matter of fact, we not getting a divorce. He not going nowhere. It's like, girl, either you want to get a divorce, you're not happy, you're mad at how he's treating you, you're disappointed in him as a husband, but you don't want to get rid of him because you don't want nobody else to have him. But in reality, they still kind of have him sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, I just want them to get better and better. And just way better than what they is now. Okay, you guys, so LaToya Luckett in this episode, she reveals to us that in 2015, she had a miscarriage. With this baby, she was having some complications, and she told us that while she was in a hospital facing, we have no idea if she could have lost a baby or whatever could have happened. She revealed to us, you guys, that her husband Tommy left and went to go take his daughter to school, right? And that kind of hit me a little bit, because I was like, dang, like, I agreed with her, because she was like, what is a husband supposed to be like? I envisioned from my life that I wanted my husband to be right there, no matter, especially during bad times, especially during a time where you're carrying his child, right? And you don't know if this baby is going to be here within an hour or tomorrow. You have no idea, but he leaves you and the brand new baby to go be with the old baby that you did not carry. So that, I know that felt extra weight on her on top of what she was already experiencing. And for him to leave, you guys, at the moment when she was describing it, it was just like, dang, Tommy, like, I cannot believe you left LaToya, like, in the hospital crying by herself with your baby too, to go take care of your other baby who is living, who is healthy, when your wife and your baby right now is not healthy. You know, so I felt a little type of way. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was like, Tommy, like, you get an X. Like, you get no points, dog. Like, you messed up on that one, you know. And for her to also reveal that they didn't talk about that. Like, she was afraid to discuss that information with him because she didn't want him probably to get, like, mad or angry. And it's like, dang, like, you know, we all, I know when when I was in my past relationships, okay, I wasn't really too much afraid to talk about anything, no matter if it may have hurt that person. And it's hard to decipher, should I say this or should I not say this? And I get it, because she didn't know when was the perfect time. But in a time like that, I'm happy they talked about it on the show in the bed and just finally talked about it, because that can eat you up inside, which can damage the baby because you're stressed out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy that they had a discussion. I'm happy that they got over it. But I also felt LaToya Luckett when she was saying that she doesn't think he realizes that he's not single anymore. Like, you have a wife now, so you can't do single dad stuff. You can't just be, you know, being with the daughter only when your wife needs you too. And now your new baby, You know, so he just has to juggle it better. And I definitely want them to work it out and want them to be on the same page. But as the episode was ending, they seemed like they was on the same page with everything. And I hope that stays like that. And we also seen that he's a walk-awayer. That's not a word, but I've just made it up. So when they're getting into a heated discussion, he would get up and just leave. We saw that in front of his mom and dad, right? Because his mom and dad has been married over 30 years or whatever the case was for them. So when LaToya Luckett wanted to bring up a conversation, it got a little bit heated and he just got up and walked away. And I was just like, Tommy, if you don't come have a seat and face this, okay? You already had left her in the hospital now. I'm going to need you to stop leaving, okay? But again, like I said, I'm happy they talked out at the end in the bed. She got it off her chest. She cried a little bit. And of course, I'm going to feel her because I really understand where she's coming from. When you're sitting here praying for the right man to come in your life and you know in your mind how you want, maybe expectations may be a little bit too high. I don't know. But when you expect your husband, you want him to be there, especially during a time of possibly another miscarriage, but with his baby, you know? So I sympathize with her in this episode. I got teary-eyed a little bit because you guys know I'm a little softy sometimes. Okay, so Monica in this episode, you guys, she is in the studio. She's talking about her new album. She wants to blend it in a little bit, have a little bit of mix of her being, you know, the Monica soldieress, how can I say, respectful type of thing and not too sexy. So she's trying to tell Polo Don, which is a producer, you know, I think I could blend it a little bit. He's like, not Mama Monica. You know, she's like, no, honey, I am so and so, but for my husband. But I just feel like when she said she wanted to be like a little bit of sexy, I don't think she's trying to be like seductive sexy. I just think she wants to have a little bit of, you know, she's a grown woman. So maybe there's a song or two where she wants to express herself as a wife and come from that standpoint, you know, or she wants to express herself as just a woman who is, you know, we have to sometimes tell ourselves like, oh honey, girl, okay, you are killing it today, you are gorgeous, you are whatever, and maybe I am sexy or whatever, you know. So sometimes we have to do that. Like, why not, you know? So I agree that she should have a song or two that's not so much of a painful song, you know. Like sometimes she does have songs that are like very painful, disappointments, in love, but it's like now she's married, she's, you know, with new kids, new husband, so it shouldn't be too much. It should be like a happy, not happy, but a different type of vibe for Monica that we've never seen. Like, I know I'm anticipating for Monica to do a new album. I'm anticipating for Carrie Hilson, you know, like I want them to have a comeback like Sierra as well. So I'm prepared to hear Monica. I'm prepared to hear whatever her version of sexy is without being too crazy outside of her mode as a wife and a mom. So yeah, Monica role on this episode was a little bit light. It wasn't too much going on for her on this one. So we'll see how she does the next episode. Okay, so for this episode with Toya, to me, the main thing that stood out in this episode was her and T.I.'s conversation. Like, at the end of it all, you guys, I know I personally have had conversations with my friends, guys, about something about their relationship or just anything that may have hurt them, or not even that, just give them a little bit of advice on how to be suave, you know, with my friends, you know. So I have no problem when there's a friend who knows your husband very well or knows your boyfriend very well, for her to just let him know, like, look, you're messing up, let me know what's going on, because I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you get back to my friend. You know, I want you to treat my friend better. You know, I want you to treat my friend good. Like, I need y'all to get back on the same page because I love y'all both, you know. So I think that's what the conversation was about, and as we can see, it was. And what's so good about Toya going to meet up with T.I. was because she wanted to get his side of the story. Because again, you guys, everybody has different sides of the story, right? Everybody has their own version. And honestly, this is me being honest. Now, I know I had bashed T.I. because how he was treating Tiny, right? And this is no excuse for his actions. This is no excuse for none of the things that he's doing or not doing. But when Toya was talking to him, like mid-conversation towards the end, I felt like there was some pain there, right? I feel like so many things with T.I. and Tiny. Like, I feel like he was hurt somewhere. His ego may have got hurt a little bit. And I also know that her trying to do her own thing and her trying to have her own things is like bothering him, because when he went to jail last time, she basically had to beef up her situation and take care of the kids, take care of the house, you know, even though when he went to jail. So I feel like she had to regain herself, and I think she got a little bit more clarity. She already had it before, but I think she got to she found herself again, and she wanted to do more things. And I feel like T.I. feels that if she does too many entrepreneur things, if she can support herself so much, I feel like he's like, what does she need me for? And I saw a little bit of pain on his face. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's not an excuse, but I feel like he's just retaliating. He wants more attention. He wants to be the head person in charge. But I just want him to realize, like, he needs a woman in his life that can balance him out. And why not give that title to the woman that you're not going to leave? And stop throwing gifts on her. Stop saying you brought her a car. Stop saying you brought her some doggone Fendi. Like, forget that. Like, you need a strong woman in your corner who can support herself, who can go out and do entrepreneur things, allow you to still be T.I., but let her go do her things, T.I. Like, it's okay. And he does not like the fact that she's trying to be all boss lady like, because it takes away from him. And that's sad, because I think every man should have an equal partner that's mirror imaged, kind of, in a way. Like, if you could do all these boss moves, wouldn't you want your chick or your wife or your girl to kind of be in the same level? Or, I mean, or maybe not. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. But I did feel a little bit of pain through that screen. So that Tiny and T.I. talk was very needed, because we saw a different side of him. I saw a different side of him. I heard a different side a little bit. Just a little bit of explanation on what's really going on and how he's trying to handle it. But then again, not to get off of Toya, but then again, at the end of the episode, you guys, the way he was talking to her, I still feel like he's a little nervous with everything. He doesn't know how to play it. So that's it, you guys. Episode number 2 review is up and out of the way. This one was okay. It wasn't, you know, so far it's not my favorite episode, but it was good to see a little extension of LaToya Luckett and her husband and a little thing they got over through and discussed. Good to see Monica working on new music. Even the thought of her getting into the next album, and Toya trying to help out her friend with her husband, trying to get her friend's husband, which is like her brother kind of in a way, to get him on point, you know, to try to get his mind refocused, you know. And I thought that was kind of cool. And of course, more information about T.I. and Tiny and how they communicate, and how he communicates and how she communicates. But I brought out the highlights that I thought was kind of important. I hope you guys thought it was the same importance as much as me. And yeah, and I'll see you guys next week. Again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. I really appreciate it, you guys. And as I construct Myammee TV before your eyes, I'll see you guys next week. So